I'm Alex, and I'm a painter living to the west of Paris. I grew up on the west coast of Canada, on Vancouver Island, surrounded by the Pacific Ocean. This might account for why I'm constantly mesmerized by the sea and sky and look to it frequently for inspiration. My parents are British, and in my early 20s I moved to the UK after having completed a bachelor's degree in history of art and fine art. I pursued my studies in Manchester in museum and gallery administration before settling in London for 8 years, where I ran a photography gallery. Living in such rich and cosmopolitan cities as London and Paris has been such a wonderful source of artistic inspiration, and I love to wander through my favourite museums and galleries. I do feel incredibly fortunate to have so much art and culture at my fingertips. I first discovered my love for oil painting at university, and since then I have never looked back. Oils are definitely my medium. I love the way they move across the canvas, how they require time to dry to reveal their qualities, how they can be applied thickly or mixed with turpentine so they drip down the canvas. I love to use layers of colour, blending them, rubbing them back, repeating this process until the balance and texture feels right. I prefer to work on a large scale as this gives me a sense of freedom and movement. This element of surprise is important to my artistic process as I work in an intuitive way. I often have no idea where a painting will take me, sometimes to a dead end and sometimes on a wonderful journey of colour and light. Even if I attempt to paint in a more energetic and lively manner, my paintings always seem to bring me back to a quiet and thoughtful place. For me, this seems to be where the meditative side to my work comes in, as I can become quite lost in the creative process of painting. Art, and in particular painting, has always been essential to me since I was a small child. It was always my place of refuge and self-expression, and an important way for me to reconnect with myself and my experiences. I can remember sitting alone for hours as a child, lost in my creative process, and I find it fascinating that that is still an essential part of who I am. After my time in London, I lived for several years in Hong Kong, where I met my husband. We then moved to France 18 years ago. Living in these different countries has definitely had an influence on my work, and I still love to travel to find inspiration. I often use my photographs as a starting point for my paintings. The photograph is a visual reference, but this inevitably evolves during the creative process as I work intuitively, responding to the work in progress. My recurring themes are definitely the land, sea and sky, and the female form. Often, if an abstract landscape has been unsuccessful, if I look hard enough, I will find a pensive woman just waiting to be let out. I'm really excited to have recently moved into a new studio space, and I'm currently working on new paintings for several projects in the future, both solo and part of the artist collective Partout.